Hello guys. Today I'm coming to preach a sermon to you. I'm not coming to preach a sermon to you, actually. There probably is going to come a video where I'm going to preach a sermon to you, it just might not be today. So I wanted to take a little time out to talk about something that I call gratitude, gratefulness, being thankful, having and overcoming adversity, right? So life is complex for all of us. It's something that we all endure, and it's a bunch of experiences that are actually good, bad, or indifferent. Sometimes life happens to us in ways that we don't anticipate, and we don't actually know what to do when it happens. But then, after all the bad stuff happens, life gets good again. You know, it's kind of like peaks and valleys. A lot of times people think that their life's achievements and their greatness is located at the top because that's what you remember, right? You remember all the good things that have always happened to you, and you actually don't want to remember the bad things. But some of your greatest lessons will come when you're at your lowest points. A lot of life's pivotal moments and changes of perceptions in your reality and mind, it actually happens when you're in the valleys. There are a lot of things that happen in our world. For me, example. So I came from a divorced family, and it was crazy growing up. I'll spare you all the drama. And then somehow I started dealing with abuse and abusive relationships and childhood issues. And I grew up, wanting to be with all the bad boys and living a very fast life. Getting married early, having children very early, and pursuing education in some really stressful times, and it was so weird for me. It was almost like it was a blur. And in between these moments, I had these amazing accomplishments. I had a master's degree at 21, although I had a baby at 17. I pursued my doctorate and got into law school, and I was like 23, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. Like, I remember getting married at 18 and like, turn up. And then I remember getting divorced at 25. I remember being homeless. I remember being broke. I remember being raped. And I remember wanting to die. I remember feeling so low at some point in my life. I remember losing some of the closest relationships that I could have had. And I remember thinking that I would never, ever be able to overcome these things. But I did. And I developed a new sense of gratitude. It's interesting because they always say that your life epiphany moments come in like these near fatal moments, like when you're close to death, your life changes. And it is absolutely true. The other day, I was on social media, and I was driving my brand new vehicle, rolling up to the house that I own, with food on the table, and I remember breaking down and weeping because I got on social media, and there were some world issues going on, and a father and his child had died. And I began to think, how often do we actually sit and think about the other people around us that aren't our friends, that aren't our family? How often do we actually take the time to reach out to those people that we've wronged to make it right? How often do we actually take the moments to think about how we can bless people? How often do you get outside of your bubble and your world to actually be a benefit to other people? In all honesty, very, very few people can say they do that all the time. It's something I do because I understand how precious life is. You can be here today and gone tomorrow. And all you have is the absolute moments in between that are impactful. All you have is the lives that you've touched, the memories that you've made with other people, and the legacy that you're going to leave. This is why we say, if I can see everything you own, you don't actually have anything. Because that's not what life is made up of. Life is made up of impact, change, giving. Very, very little to do with receiving. So I encourage you to really, really pause and be grateful. If you have to watch this video every day because you live this luxurious life, and you're so out of touch with reality, this should serve as a reminder. If you don't know how much a gallon of milk is, then that means that you're probably living very well. If you don't know how much bread is, it's probably because it never crosses your mind. If you can walk into a gas station and you can just swipe your card and fill up at any given time, I'm not talking about give me 10 on pump 2. Most times those are choices. You're living all right. Life is not bad for you. You have a home to go to, an apartment, a key. If you have the opportunity to pick up your cell phone and call somebody, you're doing pretty good. So I hope that this video will spark some type of gratitude inside of you. That'll make you reach outside of your family and your friends, outside of your bubble, and to bless the person that you don't know. Some of the darkest moments in my life where I had nothing, I was able to give, and I gave my last. I'll never ever forget being in a Walmart parking lot with $100 to my name, and the lady in front of me was trying to get her groceries, and I paid for them. And amazing, the person behind me paid for mine. It will always be this moment for me, because that's what life is about. So I hope that you'll consider being grateful, being a blessing to other people around you, giving just because you can, whether that's your service, your time, or your knowledge, and just being helpful, because that's what life is about. So until next time, remember to watch, share, like, provide your feedback, tag some people that need to hear this, and save it on your desk so that you can watch it all the time, because it's real life. Until next time.